I do it most of the time. Either of you two want to do it?
Here's your answer.
I
See.
take it. I take it that we survived that horde and my character's still alive.
Technically, yeah.
Oh yeah,
God,
because
but it's really not God, but maybe it's God.
I was there during the when we met that skeletal the fool.
Yeah. Hmm.
That is correct. You did survive that quote-unquote boss encounter of the prologue chapter.
Hmm.
And there
So-
was a lot of interesting tidbits that happened in the Castle of the Dreams.
That's a cool ass castle, look, by the way. Where'd you find that map? That thing is awesome.
I think that was on Pinterest. Like every once in a while I scour through either Google Images or Pinterest and I'm like, hey, this map looks cool. I think I'm gonna use it for something.
Kind of ripped most of my maps off of Reddit.
I've been wanting to run like some kind of Vietnam era Call of Cthulhu game. It just seems fun, but I have no idea how to use the rules.
Call of
Vietnam
Cthulhu
era
is
or
kinda
in
cool.
Vietnam?
Like in Vietnam era, like basic thing is, you're a couple of investigators basically in the closing years of Vietnam. You're basically getting flown out in a helicopter, going to investigate
See, I wanna do two.
weird structure.
I wanna do appropriation, and I wanna do my current one that I'm building.
Mm.
I don't know what it is about that era of like when the alcohol was all banned and whatnot, but with
Yeah,
all of the
that seems
gangs
cool. Like,
and so on.
Oh, shall we begin?
Oh yes, since we have a gin, and we kind of skipped over the recaps, but since nothing really. I mean, there
We
was a
were
lot of
inside a
important
dungeon.
stuff, but we don't really need to recap this stuff.
We were inside a dungeon. We died.
And
We went to see this motherfucker called the Fool. His fancy dining chamber that was filled with, things that were falling apart and stuff. He called himself one of the 12. He gave us an option to, die or go back with special powers and shit. So obviously we all chose special powers. Leo decided that he was going to be kind of sus and arrogant and be like, no, I need more. And he got promised basically nothing, and he went ahead with the deal anyway. And then he came back out, and we whooped the shit out of a bunch of little zombie fuckers. We blew up a giant shining strobe light, and we leveled up to level 4, picked up some special gear, and now we're walking the fuck out. Bosses.
and now Jin has the power pole.
he does indeed have the power pole.
Now Jin will begin his journey to the east.
East to the west, bud.
Whatever. We're in a steampunk city. I'm changing things.
I see.
Correct, and we left off with you guys in the pit, filled with the corpses and the leftovers of that sphere that you destroyed, with kind of like a sewer network system taking you towards the streets of the city.
So are we out in the city right now?
Well, are you gonna walk up it like Caroline, or do you wanna discuss things before you move on?
I'm not staying down here with all these corpses. I'm walking up and out.
Yeah, I'm walking out too.
I'm gonna walk a bit behind.
Yeah, this is disturbing even by Jin standards. He's leaving.
Alright.
People.
You know what's so great about this? This whole level 4 thing?
Mhm.
What?
Cast prestidigitation on myself to stop myself from being filthy and covered in rot, stinking.
You, after following the sewers for a little bit, you come out on somewhat like a small manhole in a park.
All right. First things first. Caroline is going to go off to the side, away from everyone, and start either vomiting or dry heaving a lot.
Ooh.
I thought I was the one doing that.
What do you mean? Why am I doing this? Did
Eden,
you not see all? You not see all the dead bodies? Is the horde of like abominations we just faced?
That was kind of disgusting. But there were people at the time, which is frankly horrifying.
Yeah, well, they were also dead. So, does it really count? We put them out of their misery.
That is my opinion of the situation too.
after Eden has multicast prestidigitation on herself, she takes her gas mask off and lets out a very long sigh before she turns to the others, opens her mouth to say something, closes it, decides to remain silent. Just watches Caroline heave or dry heave.
I guess once Caroline's done, unlike she looks around at all you and like says, "All of you are a detriment to my health. I'm out of here."
Huh? I see. So you're not going to stop the Doomsday Cult.
Oh, I want to live, you know.
There was an option for that earlier.
And I chose life.
You could have chose just back before you even went into the thing. You could have just walked away.
Yeah, back before or entering the sewer.
Yeah, you did. I forgot. You weren't here, but the skeleton also gave us like a choice to just go back before we entered the sewer or mausoleum or anything, and just like walk away pretty much.
Take the blue bill, as it were.
Yeah, but I think like if I understood from when I was there, or I still would have been with the cult or whatever. So
Maybe. I really would not recommend. This is not a threat. I can assure you this is not a threat. But the last person who actively left our group and wandered alone ended up being a corpse in my mansion.
oh
That's not a
that
threat.
I mean, that's kind of a fact.
Sounds a bit like a threat, but I assure you it's not.
I swear that's not a threat. It was not our doing whatsoever.
If you go away from us, you will die in my house.
She had a message carved into the skin on her back.
Please make better.
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. Oh, they did say that the cultists are everywhere.
Seemed to be. Well, I guess the next course of action is to go speak with the shadows, I believe, if you're still on board with not getting a name carved into your back and being dead in my mansion.
It depends on what time is it PM right now. It's like night or
Currently, I forget which time you guys went underground, but I would
think
imagine that it's around like midnight. Like it's dark out.
Maybe we should first find a place to sleep, or we could discuss this like tomorrow morning.
I should agree with that. That sounds fairly nice.
Hello then.
I'm not opposed to a long night's rest.
Wait, can I? Just a question. Is this like? Can I basically just Dragon Ball Z the stuff off me with just divine stuff? It
What?
looks like one of them charging up, but instead just blasting away chunks of flesh at people.
I can just prestidigitation you.
I just wanted to see if I could do that as my own form of getting clean, but also just flinging filth everywhere.
I mean, why not just let him clean so it will be easy?
At that point. Oh god, we still have that maid lady at the hotel. Or did she leave?
Well,
I don't. You guys would know she left, but Jin did tell her to leave the city. So
yeah.
For so much money.
I mean, wasn't I with you, Jin, when like when you told her to leave?
I don't
Both gave her
recall the
money.
details.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think it was, but I will give you your current situation. As I said, you do come out in park. You seem to be in the middle of around the middle of the park. You just came from a manhole cover, and you look around first to the north and to the south. You see some trees and some apartment blocks. To the north, across beyond the apartment blocks, you see a massive building, almost like a. It's about the size of 2 of those or 3 of those apartment blocks, and to the west, you see like a market. You don't know currently where you are.
Did you say we're in the park still?
Park,
Sure.
correct.
It's like around midnight, right?
Yep.
Eden is going to get out her pocket watch, wind it, and reset it.
It's like, I would say like maybe slightly beyond midnight, what you would hazard to guess.
Are there any like public clocks around on street corners?
You look
where?
and in the middle of the park there seems to be like this wind-up clock that seems to point out that it's 1 a.m.
Right, we're gonna set a watch for that time, and given that we're in the park right now, is there any signs that indicate which park we're in?
You are in the Trampleton Park in the Cinder Heights.
Now we know where we are.
Which
Very
is
nice.
in the Crow's Foot.
Where are? Okay.
Dear Crow's Foot.
Where there is
Cinder Heights. Okay. Okay. Are we near a fountain or something?
The little wind-up club in the middle of the park is covered in, like it's surrounded by a little bit of a fountain.
All right. Caroline is going to, start washing her face from the fountain and then start drinking from the fountain.
What?
Eden
It,
snaps her fingers and uses prestidigitation on Caroline's face and then her clothes.
you taste the
Alright,
water
okay.
that tastes like ash and soot from the pollution of the air. You cough and wheeze the disgusting water out of your mouth.
Man, I thought these fountains were supposed to water these plants. I think they're going to kill them instead.
The fountains do not water the plants. The fountains are only there for aesthetics.
Okay.
I toss a coin at Caroline and mumble under my breath, saying it's nice to help the homeless.
Thanks.
I love that you just randomly throw a coin at her.
So are you gonna
Occasionally.
are you just gonna look for a tavern, or are you gonna just walk to Aldrich's house in the middle of the night?
Isn't our house completely under police investigation?
Yeah, the closest place that you can sleep in would be Eden's barracks, but only Eden is allowed pretty much there.
I will go back to my house, regardless of the distance.
I'll just go find a inn or something.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll go find someplace a homeless person would sleep at.
You can afford an inn!
I don't want to go to an inn.
Why don't we all stick together? Considering wandering about on our own has a tendency to get us killed.
I've already started walking.
He's more than welcome to get himself killed. I don't care.
I was
Well,
gonna
where
just
do you
lasso
rec-
him, but I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Well, where do
One of
you
those kids'
recommend we-
backpacks to keep him still.
It
Where
doesn't
do you
take you
recommend we
too
stay
long
then?
until you find a small rundown inn nearby the coal market square.
How much rundown we're talking about?
Imagine like a half
Motel set.
rotten wood building that is like the sign is like half fallen off as you're coming in.
Anyone want to go find somewhere relatively nice, or
How many people are around this inn?
You see that there's quite a bit of like this low-life looking fellows just drinking in the middle of the night at the like terrace outside of the building.
So, no authority figures or mercenaries or sailors or anything like that?
No. Well, not to your knowledge. There is something interesting about these particular people. All of them are armed.
Maybe not. Or maybe I will, I don't know.
And the tavern's name, inn's name is the Quiet Leaf.
I feel like we're gonna be robbed if we go in here.
Caroline will be
so
right
much
at
fun.
home.
To deduction.
So, are you just gonna go to Southpire or are you gonna sleep here?
I would probably walk to the salt pyre.
Alright.
There's always Leo's house.
Wait, slumber party at Leo's house?
It's like a disaster.
I'm just saying it'll be an interesting roleplay experience.
I'd rather
You know
die.
what? I'd finally like to find out where he's going all this time when he just randomly walks in a direction. Yeah, I'd follow him. I'd be like, "Hey, where are you going, man?"
Wait, I did not follow you to the tavern, so I'm probably a couple miles of a head start away from you.
I don't think you made a couple of miles in the 2
I
minutes
don't
that we
know
spent
how-
talking about this.
I don't know how miles work. I'm not American.
Maybe it's like a
Miles really
100
big.
meters.
Imagine a kilometer and then add some to it.
I see.
I'd like-
Okay.
I'd like,
the easy way to say it is a
1.6.
kilometer is 0.6 of a mile.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll be like. I heard 100 meters from someone, so I'll just take that.
Well, alright. So all of you go to Leo's little shack, and when
I
we've
must
told-
address Aldrich on this. You said, what did you say, Aldrich?
Where do you always run off to, and where are you going at the moment?
I'm going to sleep. Is this not what
Hours?
people do? What do you think? I'm homeless? Like that person that keeps following us? Points at Caroline.
It is Caroline. She is part of our party.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm just going home. I'm tired. It's apparently like 2 a.m.
I half believe you were like a sewer dweller of some sort for a while.
Sewer dweller. Who do you think I am?
No, that's the problem.
That's precisely my point. You should not know who I am. So, I'm gonna keep going back home now. Good night. And then I'm gonna like start walking away suspiciously. Like not suspiciously, but like looking at you suspiciously. But feel free to follow me if you want to.
I'm just gonna follow him.
is everybody gonna follow him home?
No, I'm not
Yes.
gonna follow him home.
Jin
Yeah,
will be
there-
going to the Saltire.
Are there any cabs around here?
Huh?
Is there any, how do you call it, a cab?
Yeah.
Are there any around?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to my at the school, see if I can rest at least a night there. If they didn't throw me out already.
Alright, fair enough. So,
I'm gonna look at following Aldrich. Like, hey, what are you doing?
Following you.
Why?
You don't need to know.
Before I go to the cab, I will turn around and ask. Before we separate ourselves, where shall we meet the following morning?
Good point.
About
Dear
we
God,
need a salt tire.
Are we like far away that we wouldn't hear that, or did you say this when we were close?
We are screaming at each other for 100 meters away.
Makes perfect
yeah,
sense.
as they are getting away, you do hear a Queen kind of yell this out. Where do you want to wait in the morning? You're not far enough to...
How about the salt pot?
I just yell back, Saltire? In like
Saltire?
questioning tone.
I give a thumbs up and I go to the cab.
Alright.
Alright.
All right.
Since we're all intent on splitting up anyway, we'll go and see where Leo finally lives.
Wait, who says you can't?
Hey,
You
couldn't hear her. Too far. She's speaking in a normal voice.
Oh, okay, then never mind. I'm gonna continue walking then.
Good thing she already knows where he lives.
Would you be still doing this with Aldrich on your tail?
Are you doing the thing where you're just walking in random directions now?
Honestly, yeah, I would see you following me and like try to lose you on my tail and just like start walking
I'm not
around
like I'm right up next to you. I'm like just trying to make
okay.
buddy conversations,
Oh,
which
so
I
then,
presume go nowhere.
well, I don't know. It depends on your buddy conversation, I guess. I guess Leo's like first instinct would be like try to duck out of this little like you got like try to get away from you, but seeing as you're really intent on keeping up small talk, he'll probably not be able to do that and just keep walking. Probably like take the long path. Like if we pass by my house, I'm probably gonna like walk another 2 blocks ahead and then like circle around just to make you guys walk even more.
Oh, it's funny.
And then I'll like circle around my house like in different things, like probably
if you-
pass by my house 10 times.
If you decide to go in a roundabout way, you're gonna come to your house and see Eden sort of leaning against the wall next to the door. Because she had Valiant follow you home that one time, and so she knows exactly where it is.
Okay.
Eden,
Oh,
I'll make Aldrich walk then. Forcing anyone to walk extra is a bonus for him. So.
That's my point.
Alright, well, you chase him around for, I don't know, an hour? 30 minutes?
Yeah, an hour's good.
Alright,
I'll
so
extend it, but I'm tired.
you go into the
Let me describe my house then. I guess my house would be like I don't know. I would guess it would be like a dystopian future. I don't like kind of thing where it's like really small building in between other buildings, and there's like different array of colors, mainly green color coming out from the windows. But some of them like turned off, but like you can still see that kind of like machines inside, and you can hear the sound of them operating. He'll kind of like reach in his pocket to get like a small key card kind of thing that he made by himself, and cover the keypad that he also built by himself, so you guys don't see this unrealistic password that he definitely put in. And then opens the door, and you just see like the door, like the main entrance is like the same corridor as the Order of the Phoenix house from Harry Potter, like that main very long corridor, like that's exactly how it is. And he'll just start walking, and then like stop in the middle, like there's a little living room at the end of the corridor, and he'll stop there and be like, yes, hi. And the TV would be on. You can tell the TV's been on for like...
There's a TV in this world?
Is there a TV in this world? I feel like there would be.
No.
No? Okay.
How about a radio?
Maybe? Or no, I don't think radio exists. Did you say?
No, yeah, I
Telegram.
don't think radios exist.
We're like basically in the telegram era.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'll probably have left like a machine working there, just so people know that just so that people can assume that someone's still in the house, even though I'm not in the house.
I mean, if you want, want a tech entertainment that could entertain somebody like Leo for a little bit, it would be something like, what are they called? Rube Goldberg machine?
Yes.
Do not know what that is, but
It's like the Mousetrap game. Have you ever heard of that? It's like an
No.
incredibly complex, like seemingly useless machine
Oh,
that
one of
looks
those
funny
things.
while it does stuff.
I guess.
Yeah, it's like a marble ball, starts from the high up the top, and
Oh,
it
those
falls,
things,
it
okay.
hits something, that hits something, that hits something, and it goes on and on
I
and on.
definitely have one of those. Like probably too many of them, and making like increasingly difficult, like more complex for the marble. And everything is like extremely well balanced. The slightest touch of it would probably ruin everything, kind of thing.
Okay.
So I just signal the very, very, very dirty couch.
Oh, thank you.
And then there's like another sofa that's equally dirty, and then I just slowly make my way down to the basement, leaving you guys.
Yeah, I don't imagine that your house would be too well off because you're not rich yourself.
I have no time for cleaning.
I have a question. Can
Yes.
Divine Sense technically work like a blacklight? I know that's a real stretch.
I mean, if it's evil presence on the walls...
I mean, like, would you define bodily fluids as evil?
Wow.
I'm just trying to stand these couches before I sit on them.
I mean, I'm just
In-
wondering. First of all, did you let him in?
He pointed to a couch, so...
Yeah, I did let him in.
Well,
Oh, okay.
unless anybody needs to do anything more in the middle of the night, I'll just
Is anyone
make...
gonna come downstairs?
No.
Eden
I am-
resummons Valiant and sends him downstairs. And then
I would
I
go
lock-
down there.
couches.
I lock the doors
You
as I'm
went
going
in.
down.
I
So
would go down there with my sword drawn and a smite already made if I would ever
Well,
have
not
to go
locked.
down there.
I'll just keep the door like shut, in a sense, like don't come down, and then I'll never come back upstairs until the morning. So if anyone wants to, if you want to go downstairs, do let me know.
Well,
Door's not locked.
you do need to get some rest unless you want some exhaustion points.
I sleep in the basement.
Eden,
That is my normal sleeping place.
Eden looks around the place, and then she looks to Aldros and she says, "This place is disgusting.
Agreed, but it's him. What do you expect?
Well, you weren't too far off about him being a sewer dweller. Dare say that I found that place to be preferable."
I still would like you guys to come downstairs. That'll be fun to roleplay.
It's too bad. Going downstairs.
If I come down there, I'm ready to smack anything I see. Like, that's a dark, seedy basement in some guy's nasty house.
I have to add that there's so much noise coming from downstairs. Like,
For fuck's
of
sake.
so many different kinds of noises.
I guess after
If you can
after
sleep
about-
with that, that is not my problem.
after about 30 minutes of that, Eden is going to get up and go down the stairs.
I come down and just have just a thunderous smite on my sword using the last spell
Fucking-
slot. Not like I'm
Jeez.
actually going to discharge it, but it's on the sword.
I
Yeah.
would be on, like, okay, downstairs is like even darker than upstairs, with like my only source of light is this green light above my desk that I'm sitting on with like these so stupidly big glasses. And on the left of my desk is a massive green and black tank, like complete human size, extremely similar to the tumor monster tanks. Black metal and all that stuff, and like the chamber door glass thing is green and filled with green fluid. So there's a light from there coming also. And on the floor is like, you can see that chamber fluid has leaked on the floor a lot. And I've probably like throw a towel over it and like left it there without even actually cleaning it. And like the rest of the place is like other failed experiments, like maybe like mechanical limbs stashed somewhere, like failed mechanical limb experiments. Some
Oh my
other
God,
like
you're just Dr. Krieger.
hand replacement medals, more like orb shards for my orb, and like other like so messy and like much more messy than upstairs. And you can like probably see a few rats skittering around. Yeah, and I'm tinkering with whatever. Oh, the chamber is full.
Has anyone seen Archer?
Yes.
He is literally just Dr. Krieger.
You don't know who did.
Yes.
Eden takes one look around, decides against saying anything, frowns, and turns around and goes back up the stairs.
If the chamber is filled with like a half-decaying corpse.
Okay,
And
never
bone-
mind. She doesn't go back upstairs.
Half-decaying corpse with like most of it replaced with with robotic parts, but you can still see that the bone and the flesh and everything.
What the fuck?
I turned the light off. It's just like the tank light on.
My sword's still giving off like a bit of
Oh, okay.
light, I think. Just like, and plus we both have dark vision,
Oh yeah,
Eden can
everyone has
see.
dark vision.
except Caroline.
Hello. Did you want? Was your bed uncomfortable? Can I help you?
What is all the noise coming from down here, and what the fuck is that?
I'm.
I point to the thing with my sword, just like point to the thing machine.
I'm working.
What?
Why do you want to know? I kind of like pushed the thing that I'm working on under the desk.
As I'd like to know.
I would not like to tell you. As for the totally alive person in my tank, that doesn't help.
Being alive
Um,
actively kind of makes it worse.
Yes, the totally dead person in my tank. He is actually a I used to work in like a what the fuck do you call them?
Is that your
Circus,
father?
and maybe
Okay.
yes. Do you guys not store your father's dead remains in a tank as well?
Oh, my father's alive, but
That's
No?
unfortunate. I could help with that. He's trying. Leonard is trying so hard to make this like humanely acceptable.
I okay.
Father meet friend, person, and person meet father. Okay, now you've been acquainted. As you can see, he is not alive and about to eat your brain.
Jin walks over to the tank, and
Please be delicate with that.
it's got like a glass window, right?
Yes.
Okay, she sort of puts her hand on it and peers into it very closely, almost like she's trying to gauge if the person is actually alive or not.
No, he's. You can tell that he's been dead for like years. Like years.
She
How old is... Continue one sec.
she takes a glance back at Aldros before looking back at the corpse, and she says, "What's his name?"
Okay, so Leo's 24 years old. I would say the corpse is around fucking like 15 to 16 years old.
A corpse has been dead for 15 years.
Or average 15 years.
God.
Maybe more.
What's his name?
Did I write his? Yeah, I did. My dad's name was Aeolus. He was murdered when I was young, and I never let go of him. As you can see, since he's in my basement.
It seems like a fairly unhealthy way to cope, but okay.
Hey, if you had the chance to bring your father back to life, assuming he was dead, which again, I can help with that, wouldn't you take it? I mean, don't criticize my life decisions. I mean, look at yourself, rich and stuff. This is failing so much.
He's just at a loss for words at this point.
Well, this is also where I sleep, so if you need anything, I will be asleep, fainted on my desk from work. So, yes. Normally, people who see this do not live, but I mean, I guess you are exceptions because bigger stuff is happening. But yes,
Okay.
definitely not a threat.
He's too
But
tired at the moment to deal with it. He's just gonna walk back upstairs, leaving Eden just in the cold room filled with the corpse of his father. Or unless she follows behind him. Alright, good night.
night. Forget what you saw.
Okay.
It was all a dream. I want to cast a spell just to make him think that it was a dream, but I can't think of one.
Sorry, did we ever get his name? I had to step away for a second.
Aeolus.
Aeolus.
Aeolus Wilfear.
And I guess she
You'll
looks
confirm
back
we got his
to
last name based. William
She
last
looks-
name.
she looks back to Leo and says, "How long has he been dead?"
Let me actually do the fucking math this time.
Just say 15 years and be done with it.
Holy shit, I was right. It is actually 15 years. He died when when Leo was like 9 years old. So, 15 years.
How did he die?
Mainly because of me, I guess. Indirectly because of me. I wasn't always the psychopath, as I said. My mom was human, my father was elf. And many people, despite there being many half-elves, did not like the idea of my father having a relationship with my mom. And once they had me, things didn't go pretty. Next thing I knew, father was dead in a dumpster.
Do you know that it was because of his relationship with your mother?
Say it again?
How do you know it was because of his relationship with your mother?
Father, I overheard Mom and Dad talking about matters like this, even though they assumed that I was not listening. But small house, you hear everything.
Do you have any idea who was responsible?
Not a clue. If I knew, the guy wouldn't be alive now.
Is your mother still around?
I actually didn't cover that. DM, is my mom alive?
I'll let you decide.
God damn it. I want to say mom kind of like left, like she stayed around. Okay, I'll say it actually in roleplay. Mom, I do not know. She stuck around a couple years after her father died, but she slowly started slipping into an alcoholic addiction. And then one day when I woke up, she was just gone. And I wasn't too upset in a sense because, you know, it's a gradual loss of my mom. Like, for me, she was gone long before she left home. And I had already started my mission, I guess, to figuring out my father's death. So, I don't know where she is, and I do not care. She's probably dead anyway. Just should point that out.
I just make a small request.
Sure. And I kind of like pull out a graph of like the statistics of how like a statistical report of how many alcoholic people commit suicide in the past like 15 years. You can clearly see he looked for his mom, but like couldn't find anything.
Wow.
What's
At
your
least,
request?
at least for one night, just postpone your work. We can get a good night's rest.
Yeah, sure. I turn the light off and I guess walk back upstairs to you.
Sure.
I have a spare bedroom if you wanted. I just haven't been upstairs at all. So I assume it's far cleaner than the middle floor.
I would appreciate it. Thank you.
There's the main bed, there's the spare room, there's the couch, or there's the floor.
No, I would think like the bedrooms are like upstairs, where like my mom and dad bedroom was and my bedroom was. But then like after shit went to hell, I just never went back up there and just kept on sleeping in the basement because I was continuously working. So those room has been like left untouched. Plus the spare rooms upstairs.
Or if you really want, you can sleep in the bathtub.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's always an option.
I mean, it's probably the cleanest place.
That is debatable. I definitely do not have a spare corpse in the bathroom.
I mean, I've seen some people's bathtubs, and clean is not the word I would use to describe them.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Well, unless you want to do something else, you go to bed in the middle of the night, so you would be waking up around
10?
late morning.
Whenever the bell tolls, that's when Eden wakes up.
My room is soundproofed. The house is soundproof.
In the upstairs that you haven't been to
quick.
in years.
No, actually, yeah, good point. Upstairs would not be soundproof.
I just pop my head down, like, with my sword just out, like, hey, do you need this for anything? Because his sword is still arcing with just electricity at the moment. Do you need this for anything? Or can I just go ground it outside?
I actually have an electrical battery in the basement if you would like to stick that in to something.
I just pop this. I just put the sword on it or whatever and ground the energy in it.
Yeah.
You're sticking your sword into everything. You realize that, Aldros.
I can't just like get rid of this. It has to be grounded some way. It's electricity.
I was making a lewd joke, but I suppose you can take it that way
Okay.
if you want.
That flew over mine and his head completely. He did
have a
not
lot-
get. He looks puzzled.
I was
You
laughing
have a
off.
lot to learn, Aldrich.
He's just gonna go sleep on a couch.
Eden is gonna use this spare bedroom. Probably, dust down the bed first and then use it.
It's probably just
Right.
dust. There's nothing else there, but yeah.
Alright.
Right.
Each of you sleep somewhat through the night. Caroline once again on the street, so that's probably not the most comfortable place to sleep in, but
If we pass by Caroline, I'm gonna throw her another coin.
no. And each of you wake up, gaining the benefits of a long rest.
Okay. Guess we're going to the salt pyre to meet there.
Are you taking the cab or are you just walking?
I'm taking the cab.
Can I scan Aldrich?
He just lets him. He doesn't care at this point.
Give me
Sure.
the scan.
He just
Let's
Yo,
see.
what are you doing?
I don't care anymore.
It seems to.
Nothing. How much?
Now when you read it, your machine says error.
Did you inject some purple stuff in your body without me knowing?
What?
I'm gonna scan him again.
Error.
You realize, Leo, that we all were exposed to extremely potent amounts of that whole gas.
Oh yeah, I want to scan Eden again just to make sure.
Error.
Ah, good point. Good point. Wait, so we did. Oh, we did. We did. Oh. Yeah, this was different from last time. Okay. And then he realizes he said there was a last time and kind of like, shit.
You realize I'm aware that there was a last time, right?
Sure. Wait, what did you say? That there was a last time or that was the last time?
I was there when you scanned me. I was aware of it.
Yeah,
when you
yes,
did.
yes, definitely. That was the last time. Yes, totally. Sure. That's definitely what I meant.
If you want to do anything with that, I'd recommend you figure out a way to recalibrate it or whatever you do with those techno doohickeys.
No, it's nothing. It's just apparently that we've been injected by that purple stuff, and I forgot about to calibrate it according to that. But it's fine, I guess. It happened before, so it makes sense.
You have a meeting to attend.
Yeah.
Did you guys, by the way, like see any funny dreams, like anything?
No.
Are we right now at Salt Pyre, or are we still going there?
Yes, each of you eventually come by the salt pyre one by one. Well, Jin is already there.
How much time it will take with the cab?
Gab, since you're going through two districts, that's on foot, a lot of hours. By Gab, that's 2.
2 hours.
So you would be coming probably the latest, so I would imagine Leonard, Eden, and Alvros come just before you.
Yeah, during the cab, though, I would like to, during the travel, during the cab, I would like to take the time to write a couple of spells in my spell book, to copy a couple of them.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna sign them after I'm just gonna assign them inside all my spells while that happens.
One
So I'm going to remove like 100 gold pieces for my from for my reserves.
As we're waiting for Equin, I'll probably write in my notebook saying, "No weird dreams like last time." The group and Leonard himself says, "No weird dreams."
Jin, by your flute playing, you earn all of 6 silver.
Goody.
Alright. But
Alright,
like I
since we're
said,
is everyone at the table?
eventually all of you manage to get to an empty table.
Well, I wouldn't be in the inn. No,
Okay.
I'd stay outside.
Well, would you go in after you see your comrades?
No,
Why?
I flip him a coin.
Hello, dear friend.
can I flip the coin back and be like, you want to be useful? Can you get me an ale?
I'm helping you. I'm helping a homeless person, and you want more than what I'm giving you?
I gave you your silver
Wow.
back.
I just gave you the money to buy yourself wherever you want. I flip him 2 coins.
Oh, it's flip them back. Man, I'm not going inside.
If you don't want this money, I am more than happy not to give you. I'm just doing my part in helping the homeless community.
Yeah,
Mr. DM.
and you can help me. Grab me an ale.
I walk inside without saying anything, not buying the beer.
You see the innkeeper kind of say, your friend is more than welcome to come inside.
I'm just like peering through the way, and they'll just looking in, longingly at the selection of ales.
Come inside, miss. We have the best ales in this side of the Sharhallow.
I turn around and like wrap the cloak of half around my face.
Homeless people can be shy sometimes, it's okay.
I never wrote an Aldrich's age.
As we're all sitting on the table, I do want to say to the group that, so I want to confess something. I feel is a bit like important to our, has a significant importance to our thing. I guess quest, mission. I don't know at this point. So you remember when I kind of took what was mine from Eden? By this I mean the purple vial from the sewers, like when we first found it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just was gonna say yes.
So I may or may not have, I guess, involuntarily inhaled some, and then proceeded to see weird visions. But that's it. So you guys not seeing anything from being exposed to even a larger dose, including myself, from like yesterday, is very interesting to me, and I wanted to share this and thank you. And then I sit down.
That is relatively strange.
So there was that one skeleton guy, but that's it. That's what we saw last. Did anyone else see anything else? Maybe going through the portal, or no?
No.
Not that I remember.
Did anyone experience any body changes in any way
No,
because of the purple stuff?
I don't think so. So I'll do a medicine check on myself to make sure of that.
I do that as well.
Sure.
In fear that I've turned into somewhat of a mutant.
What do you mean by saying that it was yours?
It was obviously mine that you had taken from me. I don't see what the problem is here.
Hey Gwen, other than feeling better than you have ever felt before, you don't feel any different.
Better than ever before?
Yeah.
Like, can I breathe easier?
Yeah, you like managed to breathe easier and your like entire balance seems like better.
So I just felt like I leveled up. Yeah, okay.
Well, if no one got anything, then I guess I'll drop the
And
subject.
let me actually see. What did you take?
Do I get a tentacle now?
Okay, never mind. You took that.
I have an insatiable craving for human blood.
No. You just
Okay.
feel like better than you were like ever felt before.
Very nice.
You feel like yourself, but yourself like on the best day. Even beyond that.
So my opinions about this purple stuff is that it's probably a enhancement drug, but like it's supposed to be mental enhancement, but because these idiots do not know how to use it and they overdose people, they start getting mutational side effects. That is my ongoing theory. But
Assumption different.
please express your hypothesis.
Believe it's really likely that the substance itself was provided to them by other entity, and that it is magical in nature. And its intent is to identify and manifest power within somebody that is related to this apocalyptic event that they're seeking. And that side effects that we see when people are not well suited to it is an intended effect to turn them into mindless thralls rather than allow people who do not fit the role to continue walking around on their own with their own volition.
Interesting hypothesis, but I must ask, do you have any proof to back this up?
I have circumstantial evidence. For example,
yes,
all of
please.
the creatures that have been exposed to this serum, all of the people who have been dosed with it, are firmly under the command of the people who dosed them. And leads me to believe that intentional, especially when you consider the grotesque mutations that have increased the size and strength of the people who have been dosed, and how some of them required those collars to keep under control, whereas others were just willingly doing the bidding of their masters. I think perhaps there is some sort of charm spell involved with it.
DM, could you remind me, when we met that person from my cult, my organization, who had his lungs removed, was he given also the purple treatment and then thrown in the cage, or did he?
Yeah.
Did they not give it to him yet?
No, they did give it to him.
Okay. So Eden, but do you remember the fellow that did not have any lungs? What would you say his circumstance was regarding this hypothesis?
He hadn't fully undergone the metamorphosis. I believe it's a process that takes time. If you also look in that facility, there were people strapped to tables who were at different stages of their mutations. And the people who had been dosed were kept in cages, whereas the creatures that we fought just previously in the sewers were released to do the bidding of their master.
What and you assume that this drug could psychologically cause a charm spell effect, is what you said.
Yes. At the very least, the metamorphosis that they undergo makes them more susceptible to suggestion.
See, when I had taken this purple drug previously, I did not experience any physical pain other than fainting. And in my visions that I saw were nothing like the ones we had experienced, because I believe we were dead to a point that it didn't really matter what the drug did to us, but I guess that's a very big exception.
The thing that brought me down inside the sewers was the drug that they were pumping into the room. And considering did not experience any pain, and then similarly afterwards, when we died, all arrived in the same place, it's possible that we are the people that they were looking for.
I still think that this is just another chemical, and may or may not have any magical properties to it. But I think the best course of action is if one of us was to take a controlled dose of this purple substance and not shove it down someone's throat and wait for something interesting to happen, like barbarians.
Quinn, you're very magical. Can't you detect if something's magical or not? No.
But I had the vial while I was analyzing it. I would have definitely checked for any magical properties. DM, could I make a history check to try and remember that?
Sure.
God damn it.
You're having a little bit of a foggy memory on that part.
Damn it.
Yeah, since I was working with their cult, could I see if I recall anything that I might have heard in conversation?
Sure. Roll history.
Okay.
What? Never mind.
You haven't heard anything substantial, but you know that this drug that that it's something that they're getting from somewhere.
Do I know who they're getting it from?
No, they wouldn't have never revealed that fact to you.
Maybe
well,
I should... Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, I wouldn't be really paying attention. I wouldn't be engaging in the conversation or whatever too much. So maybe they might have let something slip when they thought I wasn't listening or something. No.
You know that there was a couple of rumors that even like the fellow members don't know what the substance exactly is.
Oh, okay. Would it have anything to do with the dude with the half black, half red hair?
No idea.
Okay. Yeah, I just relay that information to the rest of the party.
Can I stopwatch my 9 to roll again? I feel like this is like an important thing that we should uncover, at least. So...
Spell Detect Magic might be able to do that.
Yeah, I just didn't know if Quinn had it or not, and he doesn't seem to be here.
Do we have a vial or any purple on us?
Eden still has that dose that you got from that first dungeon.
Oh, okay.
I would be down to try to drink it if it's... I would like assurance that it's not actively magical first.
I can try
Because
detect.
I can cancel out all poisons and diseases, but I don't think magical
Or
poisons
was
and
it that
diseases.
Alros who had it? It's either Eden or Alros who
Eden.
I don't have it. I think Eden does.
Has it.
I can cast detect magic as a ritual.
Let's do that.
Yeah, that seems good. Oh, wait, there's a we want to be more subtle about this. We can like go to the bottom floor in one of those like hookah tents and
We could easily go to a room.
yeah, oh yeah, I forgot this place is an inn. I was gonna say we just go into the hookah tent because it's the bar and just do that inside there, but either one.
Okay. So you lay the vial on the table?
Oh, we can go to a room.
Or
Do it there.
Yeah, you go into the room that Jin rented, let's say. And you put the vial on the bed or the table over there.
She holds it because she also knows that Leo has a tendency to take things that aren't his without asking.
Mm. Mm.
Very well. Do I cast it? So, do I cast the spell then?
Sure.
Do you have pretty sure you have ritual casting, right?
Yes, I am ritual casting.
Okay.
I just need to ask if we have like 10 minutes about it. It was 10 minutes, right? Ritual casting.
Yeah.
A ritual
adds
casting
10
is 10 minutes.
Okay, if
What
we have
is
10
ritual
minutes, then I cast it. You can see like my eyes start to glow a bit blue. They're like they glow a little blue, and I look at the vial. Do I sense any magic?
Yes. As you start detecting magic from the vial, first you see the vial turn into green. Then you see the color shift to gray, then orange, then to white, then red, then into a transparent color, black, and then finally purple, as it turns completely colorless, finally.
Is this something only Equin sees, or is this something that we all see?
This would be only what would Equin see, because he is casting the detect magic.
Okay.
It keeps on shifting colors when I look at it. It's changed to a bad colors, and then now it's colorless. It's a kid.
And you see that like cycle repeat.
It keeps just shifting over and over.
Can I Arcana check the vial's aura?
Go ahead, check us.
Is that a spell?
I think I've already used detect good and evil on it before.
But no, it's not like good and evil. I don't know. Because like colors generally are associated with auras. So I was like, oh, maybe I could check it.
Could
Can I check to understand why they are shifting like that?
Sure.
Quinn, if you wouldn't mind at some other time, you teach me that spell.
Sure thing.
Do you think that since it's all of the colors of every school of magic,
Oh.
green is for abjuration, enchantment is gray, conjuration is orange, divination is white, evocation is red, illusion is transparent, necromancy is black, transmutation is purple. And finally, the non-color, you don't know what that is since you never have heard of it.
It's a bit of every single school of magic, but more. It's one more that I cannot determine.
Is
The
it
colorless
divine
one.
or radiant? would that be like white?
Check for if it's evil.
I think I've already. Okay, yeah. I guess I just divine sense. Is it evil?
It's not necessarily evil, but you feel like this presence of something deep within.
There's a presence, all right, but it's not necessarily evil.
Good, we are going against chaos itself.
Would I know anything from my patron with my 10 Arcana?
You know what you know from testing it. That's about you get with that check.
Alright, I think I should drink it.
I am relatively immune to poisons and diseases, but if you
wouldn't
want to try
that could have an effect because your immunity to poison and diseases is also a magical effect. So it could interfere with the magical properties of this purple vial.
You're right.
Like I said the same about you. Like you're an elf. Like wouldn't you be resistant to magic?
That is not how elves work.
I've
Who
heard
let the
that
homeless
elves are a
person
bit
in?
more.
I just flick my pointy ears, but
I believe that elves are a bit more resistant to charms.
we're
Do they not?
resistant to sleep and to being charmed. That is
That's
pretty
it.
much it.
Well, you can't. Well, this could be one of those.
I would actually hazard a guess that perhaps the mechanical augmentations that have been done, Leo's body might also pose an issue.
But we just proved that this is a magical issue and not a physical issue. So I don't think it might actually be beneficial.
Best test subject would be a healthy human being.
I mean, we have a homeless person right next to us.
Last time she's
So-
not homeless.
I still don't know who she is.
I mean, I'm healthy enough.
Fair point.
I mean, I'll drink it if you guys want me to.
I don't
hold on.
want you to.
Do I have any like cure disease, or I can cure poison or disease with lay on hands anyway? If you go into anaphylactic shock or something.
And she explodes, I can put her back together, I guess.
All right.
I'm still
let's
Leonard is
drink it.
still strongly opinionated to him that he should drink it. But
Cool.
yeah,
I would also like to point out there are people in the city who are very wise and experienced, especially with matters of this nature. We could perhaps contract for this. Not to mention,
You can
there is a contact that we can go and see and present this to, rather than
Oh, yeah.
drinking it ourselves before we actually go and see them.
That's probably
Oh.
smart.
Oh, you know what we could also do? We can find another homeless person and force them to drink it.
That sounds
Trying to
incredibly evil.
There's by
Caroline,
the
did you
way,
just refer to yourself as a homeless person?
currently this vial has 3 doses in it. Enough
not
for
3
3.
doses. I pull out my pipette. Controlled drinking.
One
We're
of them
going to
was
take
used
it.
I'd say if we
for-
take it to someone, we may not get it back. We
Agreed.
may only have one opportunity to try it. And plus, I can probably undo most effect done by this. Possibly.
And don't
Hey,
forget,
well-
Bacolt's kind of everywhere. If we give it to someone, Bacolt might just get it back.
Yeah.
Understand?
I mean, what
But
if
I
you
also
don't
understand that. Right then?
What if
How
you
about
don't want to
this?
reverse the effects?
We
I'm
can
just
try
saying
and
I can if
partition
it's a
it.
horrible mutation.
We
Maybe.
can try and partition it into 2 separate vials.
Again, I show my pipette. I'm saying we do a controlled drinking instead of just drinking one entire dose and see what happens. Because I started seeing visions and fainted by just inhaling its fumes. Oh, which reminds me, we need gas masks.
Hold
For
on, I'm
everyone.
sorry. I just ordered food and it's here. Sorry.
Yeah,
Be back
we
in
need
1
gas
second.
masks for everyone who is not going to be drinking.
I'm not sure if it will work. I mean, if you hold your breath, will it still affect you? Will it enter through your skin?
Yes, it will go into your body. So that's, you probably all should leave the room until the person has fallen unconscious.
Or we could just close it up as soon as possible.
Understand that if we were to leave the room until the person has fallen unconscious, it's highly likely that they won't even get the vial closed, and we'll lose all of it.
Yes, that is also true.
So we need at least 2 people in the room. One who will close the vial and fall as well, apparently.
I'm putting this on a
Recommend
table
Aldros.
that I'm willing to drink the stuff.
I recommend Aldros remains in the room, and I can lend him my gas mask. Just in case.
That sounds good to me. But
I don't think Bernard should have should drink the potion because I don't think we trust him enough for him to spill the truth.
I'm certain.
No, I don't trust him. But it's besides the point. He's not the one who's drinking it anyway.
I still think I'm the perfect candidate, but okay.
Who just wants to drink it at this point?
Well,
Honestly, I really would like to drink it at this point.
I think Iquin volunteered. Is anybody
Did
gonna be
Equin
his
volunteer?
second? Other than Leo?
I mean, I can.
Well,
yes.
I said I'd drink it.
Alright. Well, do you wanna let
Caroline also said she would
Caroline
drink it.
and Eden drink it?
No, Eden's not drinking this.
Caroline and Iquin, I mean.
I lost myself for now. Who is drinking?
You or Caroline?
Only one of you though.
Well, one of
Only
them.
one of us will
Well,
drink.
do you wanna flip for it? Like a coin? Rock, paper,
That doesn't
scissors?
include any pickles.
Ooh, I have an idea to determine this. I pull out my scanner. Oh wait, it doesn't work. All of you are errors. God damn it! Put back my scanner away.
I mean, I can roll a D100. Or just a D10 from 1 to
Eden
5.
is going to hands it
Okay,
to Equin.
what? Yep. Okay, what? Hey, I'm gonna do a 1 to 10. Even me. Odds you.
Eden just handed it to Equin.
So me then?
I don't know. I can't remember
Yes,
what I
if you
said.
volunteer.
It's his. Him.
Okay.
Then she takes out her gas mask and she hands it to Aldros and she says, "And you're going to remain in the room. If he passes out before he's able to cork the vial, you're going to close it for him."
All right.
DM, do I have my gas mask from my house? Would I have brought that with me?
I mean, would you be carrying it around?
I feel like since I kind of planned that I was gonna tell you guys about my first experience drinking this, I probably would take it with me. So, I'll
The rest
say
of
yes,
us
I have it.
should step out of the room.
Chugging the finger on your throat. Just
Alright.
rip out your gas mask to start chugging.
So,
Oh,
Iquin,
Eden, I think I should stay also to record what physical effects this poison has.
Aldros can do that.
I'm not the brightest, so I would not oppose him to being in here.
Very well. My only concern is that if the fumes are enough to put somebody down, that having more people in the room than is absolutely necessary is probably counterproductive.
We have gas masks, and I'm immune to
fine.
things. Well, whatever.
And she's going to leave Valiant in the room as well.
Is Valiant gonna have his own little gas mask as well?
No, but I
He's a fae.
don't
Or-
I have to wonder if it's going to affect him considering he's a fae.
Well, sounds
Oh.
like you are more than ready.
Eden's going to step out of the room.
So it's Quinn and
She's going to observe through Valiant's senses.
Alien and Elrose. So yeah.
Oh, I'm here as well.
Oh, and you.
I'll stay in the corner though, so I don't pass
Alright.
out.
And Quinn, do you drink the?
Yes.
All right, you drink the vial. You uncork it. You take a dose from it. 2 doses left. You have just enough time to close the cork back up. For a second, it seems that you are conscious, but the next you fall to the bed. Just completely lights out. Roll me Constitution. Saving throw.
I take notes.
Official saving throw.
Yep, Constitution. I got
Yo! Nice!
I was sended.
Once again, you're flown across that space of purple mist as you're flying through it without any control. As you crash to a stop in the middle of the air, you look down and you see the city of Duskwall as you recognize it. You see your bright light of the 6 towers, each of the towers magic, shining bright like the night sky. As you approach, you see inside of the towers with each of your teachers that you have dealt with in the past teaching their classes. And you look above as you see the crack in the sky appear, as you see the towers being swallowed up by it. As you approach, you cannot do anything, and you snap inside of the castle that you found yourself previously. As you see the fool as you discussed with previously, he looks upon you and says, "Well, little early for you to come back. I assume that you are just testing this out."
What was that? What was that vision of the tower being swallowed up? Being swallowed by the whatever that was?
That is what I like to call the partial truth.
Insight? Can I roll insight on that?
Sure.
Who is he
Wait,
talking to?
Equin.
I lost that.
Equin, I'm the only
Nobody else
one
is
who-
here. The rest of you are
No.
still just looking at the unconscious body of Equin.
What NPC is talking with Iquin? I missed that part.
The fool.
Cool.
Skelly boy.
Oh, the skelly boy. Okay, my bad.
You're not entirely sure what that means. With that insight.
What do you mean by the partial truth?
Well, as I cannot say what you saw, but I can tell you what you see from the journey is a potential destiny.
All right, so it's like a bit of clairvoyance, a possible one at least.
That is to come if the great cataclysm cannot be stopped.
But why was it appearing? Why was that phenomenon happening right above the 6 towers? Do you
It won't
What-
matter in the end where it will happen, as it will happen everywhere.
Yes, but why was it appearing right above it?
It will the partial truth will show you the truth that you're familiar with. Since if you are familiar with these towers, as you say, it would show it to you as you have seen them.
Sorry, I do not understand. What you said, last one?
Pretty much that you will see them as you have seen them in person.
Ah, okay.
That like you saw them because you have seen them in your life.
I don't think I would. I'm not sure.
Well, if you have no more questions, you are welcome to go back to your journey.
Just one thing. What was the place again that we were supposed to look at? You know, the one you told us we were supposed to check.
Ah,
To
yes. There is a tavern called the Olden One Tavern. It's an ancient establishment where the shadows usually send some of their contacts in.
the Olden Tavern?
The Olden One.
Like it's actually the name or just old?
Well, its name, it is the Olden One Tavern.
Okay. I guess I will go now then. How do I clap my hands? Snap my fingers or something?
Just close your eyes and snap yourself awake.
And tap your feet 3 times.
Can I shout at Iquin as he's sleeping to try and make him hear me? So he can ask
Sure,
stuff.
yeah, yell in his ear and Iquin, you don't hear anything on your end.
God damn it. You're
Leonard,
supposed to
you're
ask
just-
what the purple stuff is.
You're just fucking yelling in his ear. I'll help you as it's your first time. Close your eyes.
Wait, would I remember that it was that what I was supposed to ask?
I mean...
We didn't know you would be here, so I don't think we had any questions.
Yeah, you
just
didn't
snuck
have
out.
any questions.
We had no idea what was going to happen if you drank it.
I thought you'd have a tentacle or something.
I don't know, it feels kind of cheating that if I like, it's like to say, what could I have another question? Just because someone else.
I mean, I won't stop you. If it would be something that the Quinn would ask, he would ask.
Yeah, because that was one of the questions I had too, but like it just, my mind just went another direction for some reason. I turned towards the fool and I asked, wait, I have one more question. This purple substance, what is it? Well, I guess the magic on it, she just kept shifting with the different school of magic and
Well, for that explanation, easiest one would be it is a part of this realm.
thank you.
It is
I-
a fold of space that makes this realm that I live in.
Have we discovered fantasy LSD?
Yes.
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 It is magic itself.
Ooh. Ah. Magic. How can it magic? How can magic be liquid?
It is not. It is a mist-like substance. It is thick, non-obstructive. It will go through anything.
Then why is it
Glass.
contained in a simple glass vial?
Those vials were especially designed for that purpose.
Who made them?
What if I
Well,
sniff some? I'll get some extra spell slots.
original concept was made by us.
By us, you mean the 12?
Correct.
And for what reason you made a material capable of holding gaseous form of magic?
Because we were experimenting this plane for us to proceed to be able to influence our power. As you might see, I don't have a mortal form as you. I am just what would you call a memory in the realm of space that I call the land of dreams.
Huh. So the reason you are here as data memory is because of your group tampering with this magic.
Well, yes and no. Like I said, it is hard to explain as you would not understand the whole truth. But that is the gist of it, as you would say.
Why does gaseous magic affect people differently? Like with us, it just made us like meet you. Instead
Well,
with those
that,
horribly different
that's
people.
what makes you you, I would say. You are what I would say, perhaps not the chosen one, but the most compatible one. You have seen what happens when a non-compatible takes this substance.
Yes, I'm well aware.
Since the mist is formed by magic, pure magic itself, some bodies will not be able to take it. They will twist, they will form, and they will create monstrosities out of this realm that should not be possible. You just happen to be one in a million that is able to take this substance and not completely turn yourself against yourself.
So it's just by sheer dumb luck that we're alive?
I would say yes.
All six of us. Coincidence.
I think not.
Well, I don't think I have any question, unless my disembodied voice in my head will give me more.
You are amusing. It seems that humor on the plane has evolved since I walked upon it.
Well, there have been a lot of technological discovery in the meantime, meanwhile, I guess, if that's what you mean.
Well, I would expect so. The Empire always seemed to want to further expand themselves.
Punching him. You really want? Oh wait, yeah, he's ghost.
Yeah, it's like I'm tempted to punch it, but like I know it will just flew through like a minor illusion. It's just not worth it, the effort.
We
The
can't
5 foot
hurt
tall
him
Eden.
physically. We can hurt him mentally and
No,
emotionally.
he's lower level than us, actually. The only spell he knows is Minor Illusion, and he's just sitting in a corner.
That.
Maybe you'll do some emotional damage to him.
Yeah.
Don't you take damage to the man.
Emotional. Roll for emotional damage, Equin.
If you're all so powerful, why are you making us mortals do your work?
That's what I asked him. He gave me a bullshit response.
Because he's either lazy or he can actually do anything. It's just kind of like a trapped watcher, like strapped
Sounds
into a
like
chair, watching the train come towards you.
Are you
Sounds
ready?
like the answer.
Are you ready to continue your journey?
Mm. Well, I don't think I have any questions, so I will just go away then.
Very well.
I'll start to close my eyes.
Now concentrate. Look within your mind. You follow his instructions and you feel like this pressure in your mind kind of build up for a second and snap. You shake, quickly waken in the real world.
Jin, as soon as Equin is awake, opens the door, walks over to the bed, and picks up the vial.
I'm gonna quickly go and make green tea, guys. Roleplay, or you know what? Couple of minute breaks, or if you want roleplay.
Yeah, by the way, I have to leave at like 1. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Anyways, be right back.
Is Leonard still in the room?
I am in the room. Hello.
I immediately check if my rod of rulership is still in place.
Your what?
My rod of rulership.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't touch it.
Yeah.
I don't touch. I'm not that low life of a criminal. Damn.
Aldrich is just kind of sitting on the bed next to you, just crisscross applesauce with a gas mask. Looking
Oh.
over you.
Well, this was a disappointment.
What happened?
Nothing. That's exactly
Yeah,
like from an
I
outside
know.
perspective.
Yes and no. Well, he gives a lot of half answers.
Wait, what? Who gives a lot of half answers? Have you like actively said about the
Oh,
Mist
right.
Goblin?
There's skeleton being the fool.
You
Of course.
spoke to him?
Of course. Of course.
I returned by drinking, breathing, consuming that stuff. I appeared into that castle thing.
That is frankly very cool.
I'm just basically just asking me a bunch of questions about, well, the purple stuff. And, well, I already forgot. God damn it. My memory is horrible. Let's see. I just made a bunch of questions.
So what did you find out what the goop is?
Basically, magic under physical form. Oh, and by the way, tell you somebody survived just dumb luck by similarity stuff.
Well, that's frankly
Otherwise-
strange, but incredible.
Wait. What's inside the bottle is pure magic. For some reason, pure magic has no effect on us other than it transports us to this
I'm back.
meeting chamber for the 12.
Sorry, I do not understand. Could you please repeat that? I do not understand what you said.
I said that the bottle is basically containing pure magic. That's what that purple substance is. That by
Yes.
sheer dumb luck, it transports us, and only us, that meeting chamber of the 12.
Yeah, basically he said something along the line of, "We are not the chosen one, but the most fitting, I guess."
But here's the thing. You would expect that pure magic in a bottle would do something other than just transport your mind into a chamber so you could meet with a dead god.
He said something about that since it's pure magic, it reacts differently depending on the person who consume it.
So it
But
turns
you
some people into giant monstrosities, turns other people into mindless zombies, and it just transports our mind into a new realm.
Yes.
All 6 of us.
Yes.
All
Which is
6 of
funny
us who
because,
met each other by random chance.
Yes.
which is funny because I have no access to magic.
Don't believe it.
I think we should go look at this suspicious 12 that he keeps referencing to try and figure out what our relationship with them is or any similarities.
I thought we were just gonna go to the darkness or whatever they were, the shadows.
The shadows, look, I don't trust anyone, and I don't trust a more secret organization even more. You know what I mean? I couldn't say the word, but you understood.
don't know.
I think we should do external research as much as possible before we start talking to people.
How are you going to research an organization that is secretive and hidden?
I'm talking about the 12, not the shadows. I'm going to research 12 and see what similarities we have with them that's making us immune to this bottle.
It's a decent idea.
Also, I didn't get transported when I inhaled the bottle to that skeleton. Because if I had, I probably would have acted differently. But I saw different stuff.
But we all did get transported.
But I had inhaled the purple stuff before.
When we were exposed to the purple stuff, we all got transported there.
I inhaled it before that.
I understand that you inhaled it before that, but you weren't dead before that.
Oh, yes. So wait, did Equin just die?
Oh, we
Is that
all
right?
just died in the sewers.
No, did Equin just die now, taking this dose? Is that what happened?
Are we dead?
Doesn't seem that way.
Well, maybe because now that we have a contact with him, maybe now there is a channel more available. It's kind of easy. Maybe when you did it, maybe when you don't, since it was basically just flying randomly, and the connection wasn't stable. Now that you are, now that you established, now that you have established a connection with this being, it will be more stable, perhaps. If I remember, if I remember correctly, you had like it was like a very weak connection if I remember out of character now as I'm talking. Because like if I remember it was like just a skeleton, then point at the city crumbling, and then you woke up, something on this line.
We should kill him.
I disagree.
Well, kill him, but at least find a way unless to break his nose. Please punch him in the face very hard. His half answers are very annoying to my mind.
Anyone know any like life spells or like opposite of necromancy spells? If he's dead, maybe like nice.
We can't use our
Radiant
abilities in there.
damage.
I tried.
Out of the realm of life and death right now, I'm not sure.
You could bind an object to your soul. Ah,
That I'm. Why are we trying to figure out how to kill the person that's giving us powers and trying to help us stop the apocalypse?
Let's kill the quest giver.
he's annoying. I don't like annoying
You're
people.
annoying, but you don't see me shooting you in the face.
I'm pretty sure he's listening to us at the moment.
Yeah, but by all means, let him hear all the excitement that's happening down here and never bother to interfere.
I
Never.
mean, don't you still have a scroll of banishment?
Yeah, you still have it. Unless you
I'm not saying we use it, I'm just saying we have it.
Oh, and by the way, that bottle apparently was fabricated by the 12.
The what was?
The
Yeah. The bottle.
bottle.
You mean to say that this purple substance that the cult is using to turn people into monstrosities was created by the 12, the same 12 that is asking us to destroy this cult and stop the apocalypse?
Yes, which doesn't sound suspicious in the least.
That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, maybe it's regrets.
Well, there seems to be only one left, and the guy's basically dead. It could be that they just found a way to get to wherever they're storing this purple substance without their help. Maybe.
Or perhaps,
Not to say I trust this guy at all.
perhaps 12 are actually our enemies. And this one last person, the fool, is their enemy. It's turned on them.
An internal truth. Well, they are moving on support.
I may know a place where we can get more information about the 12.
Where?
A place. I don't think you guys would like it, but
Your place?
in a sense, but not exactly. I mean, I'm open. I am more than happy to go back to that place. I mean, because it's my place. But I'm assuming people like you do not like to go to such places, and would like to suggest any other ideas, which I am also happy to listen to. But I'm
Is
just
it your
assuming we
place
don't
that-
really have any ideas.
Is it your place of worship?
You don't know anything about me. I am not a worshipping person.
You know your machine gun.
But
Shut up.
don't you follow the machine?
No
Ian,
one.
God,
I
or
think
something?
only Aldros and Eden knows that. I haven't told anyone else.
I
Did I tell
thought
everyone?
They were
No,
in the room.
Wasn't there
Were
that
you in
one
there?
session?
Oh, I felt like I thought I whispered that to Eden. Oh well, apparently
Hey.
everyone listened.
Oh, Eden recognized symbol for the machine god. She didn't say anything about it, but she recognized it.
I mean, even Quinn was in your goddamn shop of your belief.
Hey, but I locked him outside the room. He didn't hear shit. Maybe he just wanted an oil massage. I don't know him.
Be right back.
All right.
Yeah, so we could go to my patron. I mean, suggestion.
I mean, or just go to how the hell would you even find information about a group of demigod?
We have information basically about almost everything. It's fine.
DM, how will define a group of, what is this? Is that like common knowledge?
Yeah,
Is that hidden?
that's the common knowledge that you know about them that is available in the Minor Gods tab.
So everything that is written there, we just know?
Yeah, you know what it's written there.
Oh, Dionysus. Hi there.
Oh, so it just mentions just legends and whispers that are being told. No written record. Pseudo-religion. And in the tales some academic circles. Studied in the tales of academic circles. I mean, there is an academy.
12.
We could from see him. You can like know anything.
Wouldn't you wizards love to meet like a god or something? Why are you so against this idea? I thought you guys basically worship them. Or
We
something.
do.
I don't know, do you?
No, not really. It's pretty much based on the wizard, really. Some of us follow the god of knowledge. Some of us just want to learn spell.
And all of you are just apparently boring as shit. So,
Well, I personally get my powers from Zelos, so
yes. So, are we going to my place? Does anyone have any other suggestions?
I don't think so, I guess.
And if he doesn't have the answers, then it's a good trip for you. Hopefully. Yeah, I don't know what they would do, actually.
Well, since my character is a man of like reading books, he probably will prefer going like into like maybe a library or something to check for if there is any legend regarding it. After all, some legend are based on truth.
I'm with whatever.
Yeah, me too. I'm just shooting in the dark right now. Like we have a clear objective given by that Skelly boy, and then
Yeah,
we
we
just
have a clear
these
objective.
people, we investigate him.
Yeah, we have a clear objective, a clear direction to go. And instead of doing that,
I have
are
been
looking around in the dark.
completely foregoing to the shadows this entire time.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
And
so
Yeah,
I would also like to point out that we can run our investigation internally. We don't have to investigate before we get there. There have been plenty of places that we've gone to without much prior knowledge before, and we've shot and stabbed our way through those places as well. This turns out to be some sort of trap or elaborate scheme. I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out.
yeah.
Shrug.
yeah. Can I ask Eden about like what she knows about the shadow organization? Since what is it? It says that it's a subsection or something of like the government. So wouldn't she know something about that? Maybe.
All I know about it is that people rumor that there is some sort of shadow organization that is pulling the strings of the government. You ask me, it sounds very similar to the cult.
That sounds wonderful.
Imagine it
You know-
more of as a silent KBG.
KGB.
Okay, so Eden wouldn't know much about it or who their agents might be.
No.
Okay.
But if she does know about it, she's not telling you anything. But she says she doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, with Eden's circles, you would have heard like rumors that even like city officials have gone like missing one day. And then you
Sure,
have
yeah.
heard it
I mean,
before.
but It's like kind of common knowledge. If a city official goes missing, people know about that, and then people start spreading rumors about why they went missing and stuff. But Eden doesn't know anything. She's just heard rumors.
Yeah, it's like rumors. One of the rumors is like given that they're immortals.
It's not the most insane option.
And one of the rumors is that, like, it's not actually a faction at all, it's just propaganda.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And
To this place. I forgot what it's called, but let's go there and
Olden One Tavern?
to the shadows.
All right. Before that happens, I quickly go to like the bartender and order a couple of ales, like the biggest tankards of ale that I can buy.
Ah, of course, miss.
Drinking in the morning.
Yeah, I take a couple of mugs of ale or whatever, and then I just slug them both back.
We got some beer, bitter, and perry and stout. Which
Oh,
would you...
Give me a couple of stouts.
I
Gotcha.
would like the same water.
That would be, you know what, if you want a lot, I have this tankard of stout.
Oh, yeah, give me a couple of those.
Couple? Oh, Jesus, you're gonna go on a drinking binge, ain't ya?
Ooh, look, what does it matter to you? I'm giving you business. Are you going to give me them or not?
Alright, I don't need to pry. I just wanna know sometimes where my merchandise is going. Just...
I had a bad night last night. Like, seriously, a bad night.
Well, miss, that would come to a cost of single silver.
A single silver. All right, there you go.
Oh, thank you very much, miss.
And then I just slug them both back.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, thanks.
Just
Walk
don't
away.
go up and put puking on my floor.
Do I puke on his floor?
No, I mean, unless you're gonna drink it all yourself right now.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing, like drinking both of them giant mugs of stout.
Oh no, you just bought yourself tankards.
Yeah, aren't tankards just like really big mugs?
They're fucking barrels full of beer.
Oh, that's what tankards are?
Yeah!
I thought they were
Oh,
just
wow.
I thought they were really big mugs. Okay, no.
Yeah,
Okay, no, I just get like 2 really big mugs of
Oh,
stout.
bucks? Alright, in that case, it's not even the silver. That's 6 copper.
The tankard is actually just a really big mug. It's literally
Yes.
what it is.
I mean, it holds about, like, depends on the tankard, it can hold 10 liters of beer.
Jesus, okay, one moment. Let me
I
see here.
think you want a mug. Mug is about the biggest size that they want. I mean sell, aside from tankard.
Yeah, alright, fine. Let's just have like 2 really big mugs of ale.
Yeah, sure. Or a pint. Pint is actually bigger, but yeah. Alright, well, you drink your stout, it's... Alright.
I will just drink some water. If you have any.
Head out.
Ah, water, well, we have some, we got some ice, if you wanna drink some ice water. It's gonna take some while to melt.
Oh, no, don't worry. I got that covered. I just had a mug full of ice.
Well, there you go.
Let's just
enjoy.
go somewhere full of ice.
You want some breakfast? Well,
What's
lunch.
what is for what there is to eat?
What is to what?
What to
What
eat?
what's your menu?
Yes. We got some boiled mutton and dried watercress. Lovely little lunch item. We got some vegetable stew. We got some boiled parsnip. We got some boiled eggs and dried peas. We actually have this lovely little roasted pork with some hazelnut bread to go with it. And we got the common meal of boiled eggs and cabbage, if you prefer that.
Like it's a whole roast or like just a piece of roast?
Oh, it's a lovely little piece of roast.
Ah, okay. What's the price of the roast?
There we go.
Ah, okay. Okay, so 1 silver basically. Okay then. And I see when I went to like grab the mango full of ice, I cast prestidigitation on it to heat it up, so it will melt.
Okay. I'll enjoy your meal.
You know what? I haven't had anything except garbage food for a while, so give me some boiled eggs and dried peas without the tankard of bitter.
Of course, miss.
I'm
Guaranteed
basically,
quality on this side of the city.
I'm basically just using prestidigitation to basically turn it into like iced tea. To change the color and the taste of it to make it basically to change basically to iced tea.
Sure. So, some of you eat lunch and some of you don't, and eventually you travel to. Well, actually, that's a good question. None of you know where is the Olden One Tavern,
Oh.
since none of you is from this district. Well, the district where that particular tavern is.
Okay, can I ask, like, the innkeep here, like, have you ever heard of the whatchamacallit, the Olden One Tavern?
Olden One Tavern. Yes, it's the oldest tavern in the city. What you wanna know about it?
Where is it?
Oh, it's in the Crows.
Okay, what kind of crowd goes there?
Depending on the day. Well, the Crows is a little bit of a it has a pure reputation in general.
It has a what reputation?
Kind of a poor reputation. You see, the Cross is kind of a gang territory.
Oh.
I look over to Ian and be like, you're gonna be okay there?
Why wouldn't I be okay there?
Yeah, you might wanna keep your purses to yourself. You might wanna find yourself the next minute missing a couple of gold pieces.
That's not what I was worried about. Because you said it was like full of gangs. Like, wouldn't they not like cops over there?
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, plenty of cops go in there and enjoy themselves. Rumor is they're mostly corrupt cops, though.
Ah, I see.
Well, to be honest, why would they know that I'm an officer of the law?
I don't know. You know what? Good point.
Right, yep, an officer? We ain't doing anything illegal here, sir. Ma'am?
Are you high off your own product?
What?
I'm
I mean,
not interested.
She's sitting far back. I barely can see her.
I'm not interested in any of the things that are happening in this tavern.
Diana, is this guy here or it's just like?
Oh yeah, you see him once again. That same dude that you saw the first time around when you were here.
Because the last time I saw it, he was interacting with our dead companion.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
that's bring a bunch of questions. Like gonna go to Egypt because it's probably the only guy with any guy. Sorry. If I remember correctly, there is a woman, correct?
Yes, Eden is in fact a woman.
It's a female. Okay.
Yeah, for a second there, I forgot about that fact.
It's okay, she has short hair.
And she's tall.
And she
Yeah.
speaks with voice.
And she has a male's voice, because I am, in fact, a man.
Okay, just like that. So, and possibly going to Eden if it's here without, and like if it is here, I'm gonna basically point to that guy. Subtly point to that guy, not like full on point like Phoenix Wright, but just as that guy over there. The last time I saw him was interacting with our dead companion, the one found that we found that Aldrich mentioned.
I believe he was. Want to go talk to him?
I will not, but if you feel like it, you're free to do so.
I mean, Jin lives here. Could I roll a history check or something to see if he's noticed anything suspicious?
Probably
Sure.
the cross.
No.
No.
You know, I'm gonna pop detect evil, see if any evil's coming off him.
Okay.
I don't think detect good and evil actually detects if somebody is good or evil.
No. It
Ah,
just
well,
detects Fae and whatnot.
See if these like cursed artifacts, evil magic, something. I don't know. I guess never mind then. It feels like it should though.
I mean, it's in the goddamn name of it.
It's just they just made it so nerfed, I guess. It's kind of bad.
I think the problem with detect good and evil is that the name is very like broad.
Yeah.
Misleading.
Like, yeah, what is good and what is evil to anyone, you know? Maybe you find my intentions to be evil, but you know what I mean. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you gonna go to the Olden One Tavern, or do you wanna talk to this random NPC?
You know, I'd say we go to the Olden One Tavern.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
We can bully this
We've been
guy later.
delaying that for the entire fucking session. Can we at least get there?
I literally am gonna have to go before we get to do anything.
I know, right? We have had so much roleplay today that
If there is a fight, I'll let anyone take care.
probably
take
not
control of
today.
Aldrich
Any
if you need
fight?
it.
Yeah, we're probably not gonna get to any fighting today. Today is probably
Okay.
gonna be mostly RP.
I was gonna say anyone can take control of Aldros if you need to.
So you come down and you go into the crowd sections, and like I said, it is the description in the Vault chat, and it definitely does scream out gang territory. It's not even any question about it.
Can I just move my coin purse inside of my armor, just inside of my shirt? Like, so it's basically impossible to take.
And
Like, behind my chainmail.
And pretty much every 60 feet, you see like one of the scammers come up to you and be like, "Hello, good sir. Would you be interested in buying my completely legitimate inventory?"
No.
He's
Hey,
just
back-
gonna
Can
be like,
can
I don't
talk to
have
that
any money.
person?
Worth mentioning, Jin's gonna leave pretty much all his money in his room besides 2 silver pieces, just in case.
And you go to the southwest side of the city.
One second. Could I, to that person that just approached us to try to sell something to us, I'm gonna pull out a rock from my bag and say, I don't want to buy anything, but would you be interested in taking this magical rock of gravity detection?
Ah! You well-off swindler! You should have just said so. Ah, man.
Swindler,
wish you were-
excuse me, this is an authentic magical artifact passed down from generation from generation.
Oh, yeah, and I have the wings of flight. You wanna buy them?
The what?
I have the legs of flight.
Legs of, at least, okay, look. At least my thing can actually work. Look, you simply throw it in the air, and if it falls down, it detects gravity. How amazing
That
is
has
that?
to be a plot point later.
Like,
There has to be an anti-gravity room, and the rock has to come back.
I throw the rock in the air and it falls down. See, at least I'm actually accurate, and then I walk away.
Well, I have this amulet of bear repellent. See, you don't see any bears.
I have an amulet of idiot repellent. See, I'm walking away from you.
Can Caroline like it takes the dude's hand and start crushing it?
Sure, but
Leave
you
the
kinda
scammers
slips away
alone.
and,
Beautiful.
anyways, eventually you come into this even seedier corner than the others. This is like an ancient part of the city as you come in. As you see a set of stairs leading downwards, as you see a street sign saying the Olden One Tavern.
Oh. Guys, I have to go. I'm sorry.
No problem, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Hopefully
Bye.
you enjoyed the roleplay for
Bye.
today.
I gotta go play top of golf.
All right, see you next week.
Later. See you next week.
You may place your tokens if you want. There's not gonna be any combat, but at least I know where you're moving at.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to move my token over. Can't do it. Oh, there it is.
As you look down, you see a expansive space of people, quite a bit of people just mingling in the middle of the empty space over here. You know what? I might as well copy a couple of identical clones, as they seem to be just kind of chatting up and hanging out.
I kind of mumbled to myself, like, oh, wait. I could make money here by selling stupid shit? That person... Wait... I start looking for more rocks.
I want to listen to what the crowd is saying.
While we're here, Eden is going to ruffle her hair up and flip her collar up to make herself look a little more disheveled. Then she also hides Valiant in her pocket.
Roll me perception if you're listening in.
Okay. Oh, which also reminds me, like, since Eden or whoever helped clean me up when we came out of the sewers, do I look less homeless now than I did before?
Maybe a little.
And you did just
Oh.
sleep the night in the streets?
Oh
Oh,
yeah, that is
debatable?
true.
Debatable, correct. And you look up towards the north that you see the seating area with many people just drinking away, eating some lunch. One person reading a book over there in the corner. And some people over here just hanging about. Caroline, you try to closely listen in what the people are saying here, but you don't hear anything like interesting. Nothing that would like all of the voices to you kind of just drown each other out, so you don't pick up anything too out of the ordinary.
Okay.
And as you come in, you see a waitress, waiter come up to you, and it's like, "Hello, good sirs. Welcome to the Olden One Tavern. Would you be interested in some seating? Would you interested in some food, reading? How could we serve you today?"
Got any ale?
Of course, ma'am. Feel free to walk up to the counter and order what you like.
Where's the counter?
Ah, this way, ma'am. Or is it miss?
Doesn't matter.
Of course.
Is anyone gonna come with me?
And you look over and you see a little counter. That way, miss.
Okay.
As you pass by, you see a man reading on a book on the table there. He looks up you and kind of scoffs as you pass by.
I guess I'd scoff back and continue along my way.
Which is gonna follow Caroline.
I'm gonna follow Eden.
You didn't hear anything with that 23 perception roll that I did, or
What are you looking for? Listening into the conversation, or
listening into conversations to see if anything noteworthy is said?
okay? As you pass by the crowd of people, out of the people, you hear one of the group are discussing a upcoming wedding. You hear that a rumor that the Empire is trying to building a weather machine to combat the fog. And one of the last rumors that you hear from the folks over there, it's actually about you. Well, your group. They're like, "Have you heard of this group of 6 people? Oh yeah, I heard that they're maybe criminals. Ah, no, I heard that they're trying to actually help people."
It's very vague. Okay.
Can I call the waiter over to our table?
Sure, if you wanna pick a table. Chin, you look up over there and you see more of a tabling. Yeah, and,
Is there an empty table?
Not that you can see.
Much sadness. I walk up to any table with there's
Oh.
3 people on that table. I want to walk up to them.
But by the way, Jin, as you pass by, you see this older man look at you and kind of just stay quiet and mumble to himself.
Do I hear what he says? Can I roll a perception check?
Well, it's more like...
Okay, that's vague enough. You won't do anything about it.
Eden is going to do something about that, though. She steps back over here and plants her hand on the table, leans over and looks him in the eyes. She says, something troubling you.
Hold on. You see this older fella. As you see, one of his eyes is a little blind, as he has a little bit of a blindfold and he's reading this book. You see that he's fairly... not well dressed. He has like this sheep's dress clothing on, as you see in the picture, as he looks upon you as you come in.
She leans over to him and she says, something troubling you, sir.
Oh, no, nothing troubles me, other than, from my experience, you're not gonna fool anybody for long.
Does Caroline hear this?
And what makes you think I'm trying to fool anybody?
Well, I just don't see your types of folk around here too often. What are you, journalist? Cop? Writer?
What do you mean by our type? I mean, more privileged or upper class or something like that?
Well, something like that. If I were to look for something a little bit more privileged, I would look at him as he looks at, points at Ikuin over there.
Sorry, I do not catch the last word.
If he's looking for somebody that would be privileged, I would be looking for him as he points at you.
I do not react to it. It's just right. It is technically correct.
No offense, miss. I'm sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't have.
Right? You know, glancing at people who are heavily armed and grumbling underneath your breath as they pass by is a good way to get yourself hurt.
True that. It's just been a long while since I saw a standard issue police pistol.
It has nothing more to say.
Haven't seen one of those since the wars.
You mean to say that you haven't seen a police officer since the war?
Well, that particular model.
Did you serve? Oh?
I think you cut out a little.
Did you serve in the war?
I served 3 tours, actually. One against the elves back in the Middlelands. One where I lost my eye. And finally the third one where I had to retire.
Okay, upon hearing that, would Caroline and like immediately recognize that because of her backstory?
Sure. Tell you what, roll me history.
Well, I don't know if it would be like a history check or whatever because of my participation in something like that.
No, either way, just roll me history.
Okay.
You actually recognize this dude from your last campaign against the elves.
Like I would hear that and immediately be like, hide.
You recognize him as kind of like a reliable sergeant.
Even worse.
Like somebody that your comrades would come to and kind of like trust.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to recognize me because of what happened, what I did.
I mean, why did you think how he reacted to you as you passed by? That's why he did that.
Yeah, well that's the thing. I'm thinking now that like he might have like recognized me or my armor, but he didn't say anything, so he probably doesn't know that I deserted or killed that dude.
Well, anyway, that's very in character information that I don't need to know out of character.
I know.
Eden is going to ask him, "What unit did you serve with?"
Let's see. First, I was serving under General Arthur. Nice fella. And it was the 62nd Infantry.
So, boots on the ground in the mud and blood.
Yes. I was sergeant, actually.
The army may move on the orders of its officers, but it lives and breathes on the backs of its NCOs. And she is going to sort of relax her expression a bit, and she says, "I get you a drink."
I have my own. Thank you,
If
though.
you need another one,
No.
let the bartender know it's on me.
I just wanna drink in peace. I apologize for my rude manner, but I can't say that many people around these folks are experienced.
I happen to agree with you, although I also am military. I have yet to see combat, and I would just
I
like
don't know
to
about that. You have that look in your eyes that you have seen battle.
and not in the sense that you might imagine.
Well, it is a gruesome thing. I don't recommend it for anybody. So way too many of my friends die.
Well, I'll leave you to drink in peace.
Enjoy a drink on me if you want.
He's not going to take him up on that offer. She nods to him in thanks.
I am not really sure how to operate in this way. like, I would like to obtain information out of him because I would like to ask him, like, if he is like a recurrent guest inside this place. Because I'm not sure if my character will be. I mean, it's noble origin. I will be able to like be at least trying to obtain a little information. Can I try and persuade him? Can I say, are you a recurrent guest inside his establishment?
Well, I come often reading here, if that's what you mean.
And at least I cool myself a bit forward and lower my voice a bit. Are you? Do you perhaps heard any interesting gossip lately?
Lately? Well, depends what kind of gossip you are looking for. Like, about the gangs? Street fights? I heard of this group of 6 going around the town causing some interesting happenings lately.
I'm interested into the shadows.
Oh, you're interested in legends.
If you give me good information, I may leave. Let's say I will forget. I will forget a couple of gold pieces on your table.
Oh, I don't need the money. I'm just an old man wanting to live in peace.
I mean,
Looks at a Quinn.
sorry, what?
And then she leans into him and very quietly says, "If I were to mention that the fool sends his regards, would that mean anything to you?"
There. Who now?
Never mind. Just curious. And if
Do you
perhaps
have
you
any habits?
Look, I don't know what you're searching for. That organization, all of my service, we heard the rumors, we heard about this shadowy organization, and guess what? During my entire career, I never even saw one of them. Though there is an interesting bit rumor that this place, this tavern, actually used to be one of their recruiting offices. And to this day, it is said that there's somebody taking interesting potential candidates.
Would you know perhaps what will they search into? Like, what do you say? Would you happen to know into what will be searching recruit? What will the searching? What quality will to recruit?
Well, you see, it's just a rumor. I don't think I even think they exist. I mean, with my career, you would think that I would have at least encountered one of them.
Sorry, what?
With his career, you would think that he would have encountered one of them, that he doesn't believe that they actually exist.
Well, I thank you for your assistance, and I leave him 1 gold piece, and I let fall 1 gold piece on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at Eden and I shrug my shoulder because I have no idea what else to do now.
Why is there 2 Edens on the map now?
What?
Apparently there's 2 Edens on the map.
Wait, there are 2 Edens? What the hell happened?
Oh my god, I'm seeing double.
My minor illusion has gone out of control.
Well, too much of a good thing is just about right.
But by the way, if you are curious of what this particular tavern offers, there's the list.
Okay.
Wow, expensive for being like an old tavern, a rundown tavern.
Well, it's because it is an old tavern. They jack up their prices.
I thought it was like a decadent place, like pieces just falling apart. I thought it was.
No, that was the other tavern.
Ah, yes, okay.
That
Exactly.
that was like the shithole that you found at the start of this session.
So it actually look nice.
Relatively speaking, I assume.
Yeah, this like it looks old, but it's like this old fine wood. Like it's like the wood is aged, but you can see it like being like silk smooth, and you see like these old paintings of dusk walls on the walls.
Mm.
The customer base is what it is. You can see some gang members since this is in the middle of the gang territory. You see that there is a mosaic floor, fine collection of fine tapestries hangs on the walls. Accommodations consist of several large rooms with beds and feather mattresses.
Okay.
So it's actually a pretty like excellent quality tavern.
Okay.
Inn/tavern. Well, who would like to start?
Well, the only other thing that came to mind is just, well, I just turn to it and say, I will try something. I'm just gonna sit over here while they sit, and just gonna just check my body for a little. And I remove my sight to go and check around in my house inside here.
Yeah. You look over there. You see more of the insides.
Does he hear anything interesting?
You hear like these guys are celebrating something. You see this guy is like looking over his red wine, and he has like an array of different wines and he's tasting it like one by one. He looks a little snobbish. You see like this little bit of a poorer person enjoying himself a cheap meal, demanding more and more stuff from the waitress, like demanding like free stuff.
Mm. I mean, I'm not sure it will be.
And from inside, you hear a lovely little like a tune, like a song. As you approach, you see like a half elf woman like practicing like poems to like a tune.
So I don't hear
And
anything.
over here, you see a couple of people playing poker.
So I don't hear anything regarding the shadow here.
No.
Very well. I'm just gonna make him.
Unless you wanna roll perception, but nobody has mentioned the word shadows.
I mean, he said that maybe it is used to be like a recruitment for the shadows at one time, and I would just like to make sure I hear. So it's like anything I can hear.
Well, the closest that you come to is this elven woman mentioning it in her poems. She's like shadows, blah 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 blah.
Out of curiosity, did the fool ever mention the name of the person we were supposed to go and see?
No.
Oh, I believe he's just
He
in. I have
only
a
knew that
contact in
there
there.
is a contact that you were supposed to meet who would be waiting for you there, pretty much. Was the gist of it.
Not even like a physical description. It was male or female, nothing else.
Yeah, nothing really further on because he couldn't see.
Didn't hear anything. Okay.
Well,
Should we-
He just
you
knew
go ahead.
that somebody would be waiting for you there. Well, not waiting for you, but he would be waiting for... waiting at this location. Or she would be waiting at this location.
Well, if no one's got anything else to do, well, first, assuming we were to pickpocket it on the way here, I'll get the braised pheasant with the 2 silver pieces I actually brought, and I'll head up to the guy here. Sorry, I'm catching a cold.
Mm-hmm.
I'll head up to the guy here and be like, well, my companions might not be interested in legends. If you don't mind the company, I'm willing to listen. We can trade stories if you are interested in the company.
Ah, sure. If it would have been a couple of decades back, I probably would have fought against your kind, but at my age, I don't frankly give a hoot.
No, you've seen other people like me. I've never actually met someone exactly my species, I should say.
Ah, yes. There was a couple of mercenaries in the way back that fought against us.
Well, I hope it wasn't too brutal. I know that surviving day to day isn't quite the same as going to war, but losing friends is always tragedy.
Well, your folk was quite tough. Nothing to mess about with.
Well, about the shadows, if you're willing to keep talking about it.
Ah, well, what I know.
Do you have any particular stories of anyone who's tried to join them here? You mentioned that this used to be part of a legend anyways, that this was a recruiting house.
Ah, yes. I heard that. Well, it used to be until they abandoned it quite a long time ago. I hear that they keep a watcher here. Somebody that keeps an eye out for... well, for their kind.
Their kind? Is that like a species type of thing, or are you using that more in the terms of like a skilled individual?
Well, probably more like the skilled individual. I would assume that it's more of like a messenger place. They would leave somebody behind. I assume that's what the legend is talking about.
Do you know any particular stories of someone who's tried to join before, what they had to do?
Oh, well, there's always rumors of sacrifices. There's rumors of becoming heroes. All kinds of rumors on legend folk. Some even say that they're completely invisible until you want them. They want you to see them, so that's why they're called shadows. What other bullshit?
So you don't believe that in particular?
Oh, if it was me, I would be sitting alone, watching over the situation until somebody contact with me.
That sounds about right. But do you have anything a bit more specific? Do you know if there's any stories of what someone did in particular? Not necessarily a vague thing like becoming hero.
Well, I always heard the legend of them seeking their recruits themselves. Nobody up till now has ever, according to the legends, come up to them.
That's quite tragic. Well, I did promise to share some stories with you. Do you have any questions for me before I keep prodding you?
I guess I would be curious, why are you seeking this? What I would assume is a dead organization.
A friend of ours asked us to look into it. A writer. That's why my friend mentioned to you about the Fool. That's what we kind of call him colloquially.
Huh.
He was hoping it might ring a bell for you, but...
Must be an interesting fellow to be called that.
Important people, they like their fancy names and hiding behind legends and such.
True that. Well, would anybody like to do any investigating?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
I'd like to do some.
Or maybe ask somebody else, or
10.
perception checks, or...
Alright, let me see what I got.
Oh, my 23 perception check didn't pick up anything interesting, so I'm not going to do that.
You were looking over here, remember? Jen, from when you're looking at, you kind of look around and you see Alrose and Leonard kind of arguing about some pointless thing, as they usually do. And over the next of you, you see like this quite a poor person still demanding stuff. Over here, you see a couple kind of keeping their distance. You see that they're kind of being careful of each other. You see like this group of what seem to be like students or something like that that are discussing about something, and you see this fellow over here drinking some wine and determining their like, he's been quite what's the word, like very detailed about it, like being very specific at each one of them, as he's just like smelling them, taking his time, just like being very particular about them, taking a sip of each. As you take a closer look at him, he looks quite an interesting fellow, as you see he's wearing like a fairly like a fine quality stuffed leather armor, and you see her like this pocket watch that he's occasionally looking at.
Jin will, since he doesn't exactly want to end the conversation he's having with this guy, because that'd be rude, he'll quickly let Quinn know before going back to know about this guy and investigate him before going back to his conversation with the old guy.
And Caroline, as you're looking over there, you see the half-elf woman who seems a little bit more out of the ordinary than the others, as she's like determined to practice these poems to the tunes. And the tunes sometimes are a little bit more gruesome or more vivid than any other like other poem or song that you have heard previously before.
Okay, because of my backstory again, what I would that be of interest to me?
I don't know, would it?
Perhaps.
So wait, it was an elf?
Yeah, it's a half elf. And there is, in the faction list, there is a faction called the Silver Cross. Look it up.
Silver Cross.
Well,
Right.
for Iquin, because he was talking about the vampire hunters.
Oh, for him. Okay.
Just the outfit was like, have you ever heard of the Danga? Vampire.
It really does look like a vampire hunter, doesn't it?
Yeah, the reason I asked about the backstory is because of in my backstory and what happened with me and the elves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, I'll roll a perception again.
And yeah.
Jin would let you two know to check out the guy in the corner. He just doesn't want to just abruptly end the conversation he's having with this old guy, because that'd be rude.
Eden, you do see like a Jin hailing Iquin and Iquin hailing you, pointing to a man in the corner that sticks out to them. Other than that, a fairly average customer base for over here. A couple of poorer, like a son and his mom, and you see like what would you like estimate like a normal gang member? A couple of people at the bar itself drinking themselves half to death.
Well, she's going to pay closer attention to the man in the corner inspecting his wines.
Yeah, like I said, you see that he has 3 or 5 glasses of wines. He's just like inspecting them. As you look closer, you see that the glasses themselves are made of silver, which you haven't seen in this particular tavern exactly. They're like more like mugs and stuff like that, not silverware. And the pocket watch that he keeps looking at every occasion, it bears a fairly close resemblance to your military pocket watch.
Jin is going to nod to Equin and Jin and walk over to him. And is going to have a seat.
He kind of looks at you and squints his eyes and looks at your little pet there, and is kind of like,
Oh, no, Valiant is in her pocket.
He looks
in her coat.
well, in that case, he kind of looks at you, and Iquin, who's behind you, and kind of squints his eyes, and is like, howdy?
Jin says, "I'm sorry, I don't mean to trouble you. I was just wondering if you might have the time. It's been a little while since I set my watch." And she's going to take her watch out that he can see the resemblance between the two of them.
He kind of like, as you mentioned that he kind of pockets his watch like into his pocket further. Why would that matter to you?
Sorry, what did you say? I didn't catch that.
Why would it matter to you, pretty much, he said.
I think it's important to be able to tell the time.
Very well. Click, click. And as you look at it, he is somewhat covering it with his hand, but you do see kind of, it's made from the same materials. A material that is not exactly widely available to the public.
And once he tells her the time,
And you look at him closer, and at each of his pockets you see a military issue pistol.
huh?
As you look him closer with your passive perception, it's really well hidden. But in his he has like this fairly well hidden gun belt, and you see like two military issue pistols in his belt.
And then once she's done setting her watch, she puts it back in her pocket, and as she does, she allows her coat to hang open just a little bit so he can see the shoulder holster she is sporting, with the revolver tucked into it.
I see. A policeman woman. Are you peacekeepers or are you from the military?
Military?
Ah.
You?
Oh. I acquired this.
Acquired it.
Had to kill the man who was carrying it, of course.
Sounds spicy. And the watch as well, I assume?
Well, of course. Why else I would be in this section of the town, hiding from the police, of course. Are you here to cause trouble, or arrest me, perhaps? It doesn't matter to me. I'll be free in 24 hours. Even less, actually.
Oh, indeed. Hiding from the police. I would imagine that inspecting several silver glasses of wine. By the way, if you have the access to it, I recommend Amontillado Lot 3. Seem that you're not trying to be very inconspicuous.
By the way, if you want, you may roll inside.
Should I roll as well?
I mean, you're close enough. You think he's full of bullshit?
I already thought he was full of shit.
Now you have confirmation.
Now I have confirmation.
That's the believable whatever.
Because, you know what? I might as well roll against you since I never did. Oh yeah, no. Even your passive insight is enough to tell you that this guy is not telling you anything that's truthful so far. It's like he's almost like intentionally lying to you.
Yeah. She straightens her coat out again, and she sort of glances to this doorway, and she says, "You here for the entertainment?"
Oh, no. I'm here to enjoy myself. As you see, I have very important business to attend to.
Yes, the wine.
Yes, you see,
I happen to be a connoisseur of fine wines myself.
Yes, this one here is a lovely little red wine, but it tastes like sewer water. This one is a white wine, but for some reason some idiot decided to flavor it like grape.
And
See,
the third?
it is these kinds of issues that I have a trouble with.
I likewise find ineptitude with the brewing of fine wines to be problematic.
This wine is actually fairly decent.
And did you purchase these wines in the tavern?
Oh no. I brought them here.
Do you come here often?
Every single day.
You sit in the corner, a way that you could face the doorway and see whoever's walking in or leaving.
Perhaps.
You drink wine that you haven't purchased from the bar.
Perhaps. How about you?
Considering you're here every day, you would know. This is my first time here.
Well, I don't imagine what would you be doing here? Or your friend?
Well, I happened to spot your watch. I thought I would converse with somebody who had likewise pilfered it off of the corpse of an unfortunate
Ah,
man.
you're a fellow criminal.
We're all guilty of something, aren't we?
Well, that's not what I heard.
What did you hear?
That your name is Eden. You are a lieutenant. A fairly competent, capable officer.
Yes. And? Anything else?
Well, that depends. Why are you here?
Perhaps you've heard the housewives in sewing circles gossiping about how dashing a figure I cut.
Well, I heard that you pissed off the certain section of an upper brass.
I don't know how I managed to do that.
There's a certain sergeant that has connection that your particular group of fellows managed to piss off quite recently.
She laughs, and then she says, "It's not my fault he decided to take his clothes off and go streaking through the city."
See, that's not the account that I heard. To my eyes, you six are a plague to this city, causing trouble, killing people, causing explosions,
Causing explosions.
releasing monsters beyond from great horrors.
My lord, we have been busy, haven't we?
Indeed.
And based on what you know about me, does that seem to fit my MO?
Well, I don't believe any of them.
Likewise, I don't believe you're a criminal.
Well, I am not. Shall we drink to us as fellow criminals?
She leans forward a little bit and says quietly, "Don't drink when I'm on duty."
So, feel free to welcome your friends here. I assume that you're here for something, or are you just that interested in my watch?
She She is going to sort of move her hand away from her pocket, and Valiant is going to scurry out, run from one member of the party to the next, informing or sort of gathering them at the table.
Absolutely vital information. I'm gonna roll an insight check. Does Jin think he made a new friend with this old random old guy? He is just going to assume yes, because I rolled so poorly. Yeah, Jin will just wave by extremely enthusiastically before he heads on over here.
Anyways, my name is Franklin. I am a connoisseur of information.
Information.
Fine wines, apparently.
For the what now? What did you say?
Fine wines, apparently.
Of course. Well, that is just a hobby. Well, what information you seek? I assume some of my fellow comrades asked you to come up to me and buy some information.
Yes, in particular, a friend of yours on the other side.
Excuse me?
Don't mind the colloquial phrase. We are looking, as you might have already anticipated, for information on a cult.
Well, you certainly have caused trouble with the Cult of Freedom, as they are called.
Oh, I knew it! I knew it was them! Sorry, that was out of character. Don't worry about it.
What sort of information you want about this cult?
I want to know... Oh. It'd be cliche for me to say that I want to know everything. I want to know who the members are, their families are, where they rest their heads.
Don't we
They make
all?
their headquarters, what their intentions are.
Well, how about we just start with one? And why are you looking for this information? For your own sake? Or...
Well, I had to be perfectly honest, they made it personal.
Ah, yes, your friend and your families.
Killed two of my subordinates. A feeble ploy to intimidate me out of chasing them.
Well, not only that, but they have kidnapped pretty much everybody who has traveled with you for a while.
Excuse me?
Well, I assume that, well, you have had a couple of companions with you in the past that have stuck around for a day or so, that have went missing. It has accounted to be the cause of this cult.
You wouldn't happen to know where they're being held, would you?
I might not.
Of course.
See, I don't exactly trust you yet, and don't know why should I trust you in the first place.
Considering you know a lot more about me than I know about you.
To be honest, I don't know that much about you either. I know your name, I know your rank, I know what you have done recently. But beyond that, I have no idea why the hell you went into certain places. We're sort of dark in some matters, and some matters we, frankly, don't even care to know.
So then what are you asking for in return?
Well, I would ask you this question. What is it exactly you want from me? Just information, or...
Assistance.
Because
If it comes in the form of
information,
information.
if you were directed to me by some of my fellow comrades, perhaps you came up to a certain pawn shop, asked him the passphrase, and he told you to contact me. That would require a call for information action. Not sure what you heard about me. Don't know why you're here.
I would like to open my spell book in front of him, like on the table, and cast Minor Illusion to create a miniature of the Fool.
Okay.
And see if he has any reaction to it.
He kind of looks at it and it's like, that's a fairly impressive illusion. What is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it. I just started it.
Huh. Well. Your friend here is quite adept at magic, apparently.
Yes, and?
Oh, just a compliment.
So your issue is that you don't trust me. My issue is that
I don't know
I'm
what you
looking
want from me yet.
into what I want. I want this information.
Very well.
I told you why I want it. It's simple, rather base in fact.
Of
On
course.
vengeance.
Very well, if that is all you want. Well, the Cult of the Freedom used to be quite a fanatical offset of... Well, I'd rather not get into that, since that doesn't concern you. And they split off because of a disagreement of some sort. See, this cult was organized by a faction of non-humans, caused by the drift between the humans and, well, the Empire and those who do not support the Empire. Their goals would be slightly beyond your understanding, but I assume that you might know more about that, as you have
Why don't
come
you
in
tell me their
contact.
goals?
Huh?
Don't you tell me their goals and see if it's beyond my understanding or not, instead of assuming that I'm too ignorant to understand.
Well, it seems, far as I know, they are trying to cause some kind of a magical event that would more than likely cause trouble for this city. We assume that it's perhaps some kind of a great summoning spell.
For purposes of this conversation, Perhaps we can begin calling it the Cataclysm.
Perhaps. That would be fitting. And they are determined to cause this event. For that, they are seeking for individuals that are compatible with their research. Because they need those individuals to influence this great magical event. Because they are the only ones that can interact with it.
You know how they're searching for these people?
Well, the first sign was some people getting missing. The second sign was them getting bolder. And the third sign was when you got involved. You recall that great explosion that was pinned on you on the market square?
Yes, I recall it.
That was one of their plot, I would assume, unless you wanna take responsibility for killing a dozen people.
What was they're doing? And if you are curious at all, one of the methods by which they are searching for these people is through the use of a purple serum that turns into a gaseous form when exposed to air.
Well, we do have... I have seen a sample of that. Yes, we couldn't figure out what it is exactly. The people we tried it on turned into hideous monsters.
Who did you try it on?
Some volunteers.
Volunteers? Of the human variety or of the beast variety, she says as she glances to Jin.
Well, those who we managed to get our hands on. Though there was
Sorry to
this
interrupt you.
one experiment who did for a momentarily fall unconscious but died. A while later.
In regards to this cult, the cult of freedom, back to the matter at hand. You know who is running the organization?
That is beyond me.
You know where they make their headquarters?
That is beyond me.
Do you know anywhere they might be found?
Well... only rumors. Myself I have heard.
You know anybody within the government who has been colluding with them?
Several suspects. Any particular ones that you would like to ask about? Well, depending on the suspect, I could give you a hint or not.
What are you prepared to tell me?
Well, to me so far, it has only sounded like you want general information and nothing more.
I internet cut out there the moment you said response.
He said that to him, far as he knows, you're just trying to get some general information out of him so far about the cult.
I want to know who killed my men.
Yes. Ah, that is an interesting question. Well, a certain sergeant pinned it on a certain teenager, but that is what not my investigation came upon. My investigation says that it was a pair of assassins called the Copper Brothers.
I would like to seek them out.
Well, that you would have to look in the night market. There is a certain contact you can hire them from.
Copper Brothers in the night market. Contact that I could hire them from.
Yes, the contact's name is a man called Zane Barrett.
Zane Barrett.
Yes.
She thinks
This
about it for a
man
second.
has known to work for the race.
And how might I find this person?
Yes, of course. He lives, and he gives you like a address.
Okay. She nods. She normally asks the other members of the party if they had anything else to ask.
I mean,
they're not here right now.
DM interjection here. Do any of you want to ask him about the shadows?
Here's the thing. Oh, Jin is still here, and so is Caroline. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm hiding behind the wall, so
That's like the only thing that I've been waiting so far.
Eden sighs and she says, "So are you a member of the Shadows?"
He kinda looks at you puzzled for a second, and he's... How did you hear that?
I heard it from a friend who refers to himself as the Fool. Does that mean anything to you?
You mean the Legend of the 12?
She nods.
You... Well, I don't want to even get into that, how absurd that sounds. I'm gonna assume that you heard it from maybe one of my actual comrades. Yes, we never actually had this beforehand. Somebody actually came up... Huh. Did the cult tell you? Are you actually working with the cult?
She shakes her head. If that is at all in doubt, I'm sure you will soon hear about how I claim their heads.
Look. Do you really want information? I do not know how I can trust you yet. My guys here is just as an connoisseur of information, but in fact, I am a sort of a messenger. I do not know how you got my name. I do not know how you got here. Speaking of a name of a dead person many millennia ago means nothing to me. So I'm going to assume that you're either with the cult or you actually got that information from one of my comrades. Either way, if you want actual information, other than these copper brothers, which I can assure is legitimate, I will extend an olive branch to you. I'm gonna give you a chance. If you choose to take it, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to gain it. But the problem is you need to be a member of our group.
I'm listening.
Huh?
Listening.
Alright, good. But we can't exactly let you join straight out of the bat, you understand that, right?
Yes?
Alright. Well, in that case, I offer you 2 olive branches to join us. Or you can investigate it yourself. Of course, that is always an option. The first option is there is a certain briefcase that we lost many years ago that contains vital information of a delicate matter, and it was stolen by beasts and taken into a crypt of some sorts. And the problem is there's only one person who knows the location of this crypt. The first olive branch is to get in contact with this person and find out the crypt and retrieve the briefcase for us. The second olive branch would be probably more up your alley. If you want to find out more, there is a certain noble whose name is... let me roll on this. Whose name is Mary Valence. She is a noble that is affiliated with the Cult of Freedom. And she has this vault in her basement that is quite of some minor importance to us. We would like to know what is in that vault.
Eden nods. And she says, and what of the person that you wanted me to contact?
Ah, yes. He is a swindler on this district of the city. We always have tried to convince him to let us know where it is. But he is quite good at avoiding us. well, at least the least experienced member for our organization. But his name is Drew Bell. He's an extraordinary swindler. He owns a little bit of a street corner market.
Out of curiosity, if you know that he's an extraordinary swindler, how do you know that you indeed have not been swindled into believing that he has access to this briefcase?
Well, he does, as far as I know, he does not. At least I hope so. But if he had access to it, I would think he would have used it against us.
Right, but how do you know that he knows where it is?
Well, this does shame me, but he is trying to blackmail us. Well, me.
In other words, you lost the briefcase, and he's trying to coax money or information out of you in exchange for the whereabouts of the briefcase.
Correct. There is a reason why I was assigned for this duty.
And you can't seem to catch him?
Well, we could kill him, but that wouldn't reveal the information on the briefcase, would it?
If you're open to a suggestion, have you considered offering to give him the information?
Well, negotiate with swindlers, blackmailers.
I never said you had to actually give him the information. You just have to offer to give it to him. Lure him
Well,
out, and then...
See, that would be a great idea if he wouldn't be completely a liar and an untrustworthy individual. It's a game of liars. One liar being a terrible liar, and the other liar being such a bad liar that he doesn't even know that he's a liar. Do we really want to take a chance on a liar that knows that he's lying?
So,
We'd rather take the option B of, well, somehow getting that information from him.
right? If you insist.
Well, I guess we could always give in to his demand and pay that 100 platinum.
Never said that.
But we'd rather
Anyway.
not.
I have my options.
Feel free to discuss it with your friends. You don't even need to let me know which you pick. Long as I get either the briefcase or whatever is that in that vault.
Thank you for speaking with me today. I look forward to doing business in the future.
It's the same. Oh,
Right.
and since we are working together, I will not need a payment.
I'll need a payment.
Don't need a payment.
In spite of the fact that I've agreed to do you a favor.
Well, it is well, normally my information would come in with a payment, but since you are seemingly interested in joining, and we are comrades, I will not require money this time around.
And perhaps you do better not to offer the information until after you've received the payment in the future.
Ah, that is true. But there is always a silver nugget of information that I withheld for the money.
Well, thank you for your assistance. Dean stands up. And considering now it's really nobody else in the session,
Yeah, it's literally you and Caroline.
Yeah,
and Caroline is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey to you, like, DM